and I'll be the instructor for today. Class is designed to help you develop a very strong foundation in the fundamentals of algebra and learn how to solve simultaneous equations using very specific and quite important method, which is elimination method. Okay. You would also be learning how to use the additive property of equality and additive inverse to solve algebraic equations. And to conclude to that, we'll also learn how to apply these concepts to solve algebra-dependent age and coin word problems. Okay. Now, this masterclass is essential for students who are preparing for 11 plus algebra exams. Not only for algebra, but for overall 11 plus GL and other grammar and independent school exams. Now, these exams are always timed, so it is important to be able to solve simultaneous equations quickly and accurately. So, by taking this class, you will gain the skills and the confidence you need to succeed on the exam. Okay, so let's begin. So, the entire class has been divided in 3 sessions. First is learning session, where we'll be learning all about simultaneous equations, what are age problems, what are coin problems, and then we'll move on to practicing the questions based on the simultaneous equations, age, and this coin word problems. And then at last, we would have a very short recap of various things and summary of the discussions which we had in this master class. All right. So here is the list of objectives which we're going to look into the learning session. First one is understanding simultaneous equations. Second is age problems. And at last, to conclude, we got coin problems. All right. Okay. So let's just take a look over here and understand what are simultaneous equations. So simultaneous equations are a pair of linear equations carrying the same variables. Now, what does this mean as carrying the same variables? By the way, variables are these alphabets which you see in algebra. Most commonly, you see variable x used everywhere throughout. So suppose if, as in the example, 2x plus y is 7. So here you got 2 alphabets, x and y. Now, these alphabets have a speciality. They carry a certain number or they carry some value. So for over here, x can be 5 and y can be 1. Just for example, hypothetically saying. Okay. So these variables carry certain values. And the simultaneous equations are pair of linear equations. That means they are more than one linear equation carrying the same variables. So as you can see in this example, 2x plus y equals 7. This is one linear equation. And x plus 2y is 8, another linear equation. Now, this equation have x and y as the variables. This equation also have x and y as the variables. Now, the reason these two are simultaneous equations because these equations carry the same values. That means if the x for this one is 2, the x would be 2 for this equation as well. So, a pair of linear equations carrying the same variables are termed as simultaneous equations. So as you can see in the example, here x and y are variables which have the same value in both the equations. Now, as to why it is termed as simultaneous equations, simultaneous is like something which you are doing 2 or more things together at the same time. That's called simultaneously performing some tasks together, right? So similarly, the reason these equations are called simultaneous equations is because you are trying to solve both of the equations to get the values of the variables x and y. So both the equations are being solved at the same time in order to work out for the variables x and y. So you are solving both the equations and you are getting just 2 variables x and y which are common for both. That's the reason they are termed as simultaneous equations. So if we try to take out for some another example, let's say x is 5 and y is 2. So if I try to create a simultaneous equations using these variables, I know that 2x is 10 and 2x plus y would be 12. So this is one equation. And let's see some other equation. Let's see what is x plus 2y. X plus 2y. This is again 5 plus 2 times 2, which is 4, which is 9. So now these two are also a pair of simultaneous equations with the values of variables same in both the equations. So for both the equations over here, you got the value of x as 5 and the value of y as 2. So this is what we mean by simultaneous equations. And what is our objective? Our objective is to solve the simultaneous equations to work out the value of the variables. Okay. Now let's see how can we do so. How to solve simultaneous equations. Compare and make the coefficients of either of the variables same. Now this is the first thing we need to think of. Can anyone tell me quickly, what do we mean by coefficient? Any idea? What's coefficient? So we have seen, yes, Isabella, can you tell me what is coefficient? Yes, Isabel? Coefficient. Coefficient is basically, suppose you got 4x plus 2y as 8. So you know what is the coefficient? We say the coefficient of variables or coefficient of x. It's nothing but the number the variable has in front of it. That is known as the coefficient. So over here, for variable x, we got 4 as the coefficient because 4 is the number ahead of the variable. So this is a coefficient. For y, you got 2 as a coefficient. So coefficient of x is 4 and of y is 2. It's nothing but the numbers in front of the variables. Okay. Now, for simultaneous equations, you got 2 equations, right? So what is your job? Compare and try to make the coefficients of either of the variables same. Just within a minute, I'm going to explain this with the example of how to solve stepwise. Okay, so let's just go through the steps all once. Then, once you make the coefficient same, what you can do is you can eliminate that coefficient either by adding or subtracting the equations. Eventually, what is your job? I can't individually work out 4x plus 2y equals 8. By this equation, I would never be able to work out the value of x or the value of y because this is an equation with 2 variables. But if I have some equation like this, 4x plus 2 equals 8. In this case, I would be able to work out the value of x, which is, so 4x would be 8 minus 2, which is 6, giving me the value of x as 6 by 4. The reason I was able to work out the value of the blue equation was because the equation just had one variable. It has just one variable x. So I was able to easily work out the value of x. But in a single equation, if I got 2 variables which are different, I won't be able to work it out. So, and simultaneous equations have 2 variables. That's the reason in order to find these variables, I need to eliminate one variable. Okay, so that I would be able to possibly work out the other variable. And how can I eliminate? I would make the coefficient same. I would add or subtract to eliminate one variable. Then I would work out the value of variable left and eventually use it to find the other by substitution. Okay. Now, let's not focus much about the steps right now, but let's just take a help of an example to understand in brief about the steps. Okay. So over here, we got one simple example, which is 2x plus y equals 7 and x plus 2y equals 8. So now for variable x over here, what was our first step? Compare the coefficients and try to make the coefficient same. Okay, we just need to make the coefficient same just for one variable. So either for x or either for y. So what we can do, we can make coefficient of x same. Okay, coefficient of x same. Now, what is the coefficient of x in this equation? It's 2, right? Because the number ahead of x is 2. And what is the coefficient of x in this second equation? It's just 1, right? It's just x. X is nothing but 1x. So here the coefficient is 1. Now, any idea how can I make the coefficient same? How can I possibly make the coefficient same? I have 1, I have 2. So what if I multiply this equation by 2? What if I multiply this entire equation by 2? What would happen? See, 2 times x plus 2y equals 8. So I need to multiply 2 inside each term of this equation. So this is 2 times x, which is 2x. 2 times 2y is 4y. And 2 times 8 is 16. So now, can you check this equation number 1 and equation number 2? I have 2x, I have 2x. That means I have indeed made the coefficient of x same. Now I will show you how is this going to benefit me. As I said, I need to eliminate one variable. So I will eliminate one variable. And which variable would I be eliminating? The variable for which the coefficient I have made the same, which is x. Eliminate variable x. Now, how I'm going to do so? How I'm going to eliminate one variable? I see I have this equation 1 and I have this equation 2. Now, let me just write this down. This is my equation 1, which is 2x plus y equals 7. And I have equation 2, which is 2x plus 4y equals 16. Now, how can I possibly eliminate this? Should I add or should I subtract? If I add, I would get 2x plus 2x as 4x. So that won't eliminate x. But if I subtract the two equations, I would be able to eliminate this x because 2x minus 2x would be 0, right? So I would choose subtraction and I would subtract. So when I subtract, my signs do change. So this would be negative, this would be negative. Now 2x minus 2x is 0 plus, what is y minus 4y? It's not plus now, it's minus. So we need to be quite conscious over here. Y minus 4y is minus 3y. So I have minus 3y equals 7 minus 16. What is 7 minus 16? It's indeed 9, right? Negative 9. So what I have right now, I have 3y equals minus 9. So this is my third step. I made the coefficient same. I eliminated the variable. Now I would solve. Okay. So I will solve for y. I eliminated variable x to solve for y. Okay. So I have negative 3y as negative 9. Right. So when negative 3y is negative 9, what is the value of y? It's negative 9 over negative 3, which is 3. Hence, the value of y is 3. Okay. Now I know what is the value of y. How can I use it to find the value of x? Yes, Henry? How can I use the value of y to find the value of x?
Substitute.
Substitute. Very good. So I would substitute now. And what I will substitute? I will substitute the value of 3. So SUB for substitute. Y equals 3 in, let's say, first equation. In equation 1. So what we would have now? The equation 1 is 2x plus y equals 7. Now 2x. Now I'm replacing y by 3. So 2x plus 3 is 7. Now let's try to solve. How could I solve this linear equation? My job is, my variable, unknown variable is x. So I would isolate x and shift everything to the right side. Okay. Or we can also use the additive equality property. How can I eliminate 3? By subtracting 3, right? So I would have 2x equals 7 minus 3, which is 4. So now what is the value of x? 4 divided by 2, which is 2. So now within the 4 steps, I was able to work out the value of y as 3 and the value of x as 2. Okay. So now let us check. What is 2 times 2? 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. So this equation goes correct. X plus 2y. X is 2 and 2y is 2 times 3, which is 6. So 2 plus 6 is 8. Again, this is also correct. So I have correctly solved up my simultaneous equations. Okay, the story goes pretty simple. First of all, your objective is to eliminate one variable in order to work out the other. And how can we eliminate? Compare coefficients. Try to make the coefficients same. And then you try to decide whether you would add or subtract in order to eliminate the variable. Then after successfully eliminating the variable, solve for the other left out variable, and then finally substitute to get the required solutions for the simultaneous equations. Okay. Now this was everything about simultaneous equations. Now let's have a very short talk about what are age problems. Okay. Now age problems are typically algebraic word problems. Now, what does this mean? This means that age problems are dependent on algebra, or these are algebra dependent word problems. And what happens in age problems? Generally, the age of two different people, both in past and in future, are compared. So this is just like, suppose I am 12 years older than my own little sister. So now here I have used a comparison of age. I have not directly given you the age. Instead, I have used a comparison. Or my brother is 4 times younger than me. So this is one sort of comparison. So basically in age problems, you generally have the comparisons of ages of usually 2 people or more than 2 people. Okay. And where you are comparing, comparing the ages in past and in the future. So 4 years ago, my age was 10 times your age. This is comparing my age in past and in future. So age problems typically deals with such comparisons. And then the objective of the age problem is usually to find person's current age. This not always holds true, but mostly age problems objective is to work out the person's current age using all the comparisons and hints given about their ages in the past, about in the future. Okay. And then how are we going to end up solving such type of age problems? These are basically solved using linear equations. Okay. So age problems are solved using linear equations. What does this mean? This means your job would be to work out expressions, assign variables, work out expressions, form linear equations, and solve those linear equations to work out the unknown variables. Okay. Again, it might seem too much just at one go. So we are going to break it down into pretty simple steps as to how to solve the age problems, and we would also be learning how to apply it with an example. Okay. Here we have how to solve age problems. Okay. So the first thing you would be doing is assigning variable. What does assigning variable means? Assuming the person's current age as variable x. Not just variable x, selecting the variables of your choice. You can choose A, B, C, anything. Okay. So first step is assigning the person's current age as variable x. Second is forming expressions. By forming expressions, what I mean is using the information of the ages in the past and future. Okay. And then form an expression in terms of x. So let's see an example. What does this mean? If the person's current age is x, his age after 2 years would be x plus 2, right? And what would be his age before 2 years? It would be x minus 2. Or let's say if a person's current age is x, so his age after 5 years would be x plus 5. His age before 5 years would be x minus 5, right? So that's how you need to process the information given in the question and try to write down the expressions denoting the specific information. Okay, because whenever you try to deal with algebra dependent problems, what are you eventually doing is you are trying to process the information and convert the given word statements into mathematical expressions, right? So that is the basic outline of algebra. So the same thing we are going to do over here. We are going to use the information of ages provided and then try to write down the expressions. And then finally, we would form linear equation using the comparison of ages. Okay. So using the comparison of ages given in the question, you would be ending up forming linear equations and solving for x. Okay. So first step, assign unknown variable. Second step, write expressions using comparison of ages. Third step, form equation and then solve for unknown variable. Okay, I hope the steps are clear, but let's now learn how to apply these steps with an example. All right, we got a question over here. 4 years ago, Becky's age was 4 times her brother's current age. Okay, so he's talking about 4 years ago. Becky's age was 4 times her brother's current age. So how many people do you have in this question? One is Becky and the other one is her brother, right? All right. Now, given what is given is her brother is 4 years old. So her current age of her brother is 4 years old. Work out Becky's current age. Okay. You need to work out Becky's current age. So what is the first step we can do over here? Here, which ages are compared? Ages of Becky and ages of her brother are compared with each other. That too 4 years ago. They're talking about the past, right? They're talking about the past. So what is the first step? We would assign variable to Becky's current age. Okay, this is the one which we need to work out. So we would assign variable. So let us assume Becky's current age as X. All right. Now we need to write expressions. Okay. We need to write expressions. So what we are given? We are given about the ages 4 years ago. So what could have been the age? What could have been the age of Becky 4 years ago? Anika, would you like to tell me? What would be Becky's age 4 years ago? Or would you like to tell me?
Becky's age would be 4 minus X. Because 4 years ago.
Okay. Would it be 4 minus X or would it be X minus 4?
Yeah, X minus 4, sorry.
On the safe side, it should be X minus 4. Yeah, good. So it's X minus 4. Okay. Now, what is given? Her brother's current age is 4 years old. Okay. Now, what does this mean? Yes. 4 years ago, her brother was 4 years old. So what will be his current age? His current age is 4. So 4 years ago, what will be his age? Yes. Yes, Anish?
0 years old.
0, right? So her brother would be 0. So what does this make the equation? This just makes it pretty simple, right? So what is X minus 4 now? Yes. Because it's given, let's our third step is to form an equation. Yes, write and solve an equation. Solve equation. Okay. What is given? Her brother is 4 years old, and 4 years ago, Becky's age was 4 times her brother's current age. Okay. So what was Becky's age 4 years ago? X minus 4, right? So X minus 4 is 4 times her brother's current age. What is 4 times her brother's current age? 4 times 4, isn't it? So now you were able to form an equation where X minus 4 is 16, right? So now if X minus 4 is 16, how to balance this equation? You need to add 4. So X minus 4 plus 4 would be 16 plus 4. So what would be the value of X? You would get the value of X as this minus 4 plus 4, this would be 0, and 16 plus 4 would be 20. Hence, the value of x is 20. What does this mean? This means Becky's current age is 20. All right. So here the comparison was Becky's age was compared with her brother's current age. So Becky's age in the past was compared with her brother's current age. That eventually helped us to write down this expression for Becky's age 4 years ago and then equate it to 4 times 4, which is 16. So eventually we had x minus 4 as 16, giving us x as 20. All right. So this is how you try to assign the variable, write expressions, and then solve the equation. So this was all about the age problems. Then we got one more type of problems aligned, which are coin problems. Okay. Now again, coin problems are also algebra-based word problems. That means you need to process the information, write expressions, write equation, and solve. Now, in coin problems, what happens is coins of different values is added to a certain amount. Now, what does this mean? Suppose Bella has 5 4p coins, 5 5p coins, and 2 2p coins. Okay. So 5 5p coins and 2 2p coins. So what do they add up to? 2 times 2p is 4p, 5 times 5p is 25p. So overall they add up to 29p, right? So now coin problems usually deals with coins of different kinds and they add up to a certain number. So suppose the question would be in this way. You would have some 5p coins and some 2p coins. Okay. And the values of these 5p coins and 2p coins, they add up to 29 pence. Then you would be asked to work out the number of 5p coins or the number of 2p coins. Okay, this is what is exactly the outline of the coin problems. The objective of the coin problems is usually to find the number of coins of different values. As in our example, to find the number of 5p or 2p coins. Okay. And again, this type of problems are solved using linear equations or simultaneous equations. Now, coin problems add a little more trickiness to it because not always coin problems can be solved by linear equations. Many a times you can also see the situations where you might need to create simultaneous equations, or you might need to take two variables and then solve for those equations, forming simultaneous equations. Okay. So let us just quickly see the steps which we can use to solve coin problems. Okay, how to solve coin problems? Assign variables to the number of coins of different values. So suppose you have 5p coins and 2p coins. So you can assign the variables as you have x number of 5p coins and you have y number of 2p coins. Then using the information in the question, write the expressions for the total amount made by different coins of different values. Now, how are you going to do so? Suppose you are given that the x number of 5p coins and y number of 2p coins, if they add up to, let's say, 35 pence. Okay. So if they add up to 35 pence, how are you going to write an equation? What is the total value of x number of 5p coins? It's x times 5p, isn't it? So for one 5p coin, you got 1 5p. For two 5p coins, you got 2 times 5p, which is 10p. And similarly, for y number of 2p coins, you got y times 2p. And what do they add up to? They add up to 35p. So this is how you would try to get the equation. So if you remove p, you would have 5x plus 2y as 35. This is how you end up working out the equations. And then you need to form linear or simultaneous equations and solve for the unknown variables. So first job is assigning variables to the number of coins of different kind. Then writing expressions using the information in the question, forming equations and solving for the unknowns. Okay, so let me just again show you an example of how to apply these steps and solve a coin problem. So here we have the question. Pam has 30 coins consisting of 10p and 5p coins. Okay, so overall, Pam has 30 coins consisting of 10p and 5p coins. In total, they add to 2.40 pounds. How many of each coin does she have? So this is the question. Okay, she has some 10p coins and she has some 5p coins. So what is our first step? Our first step is to assign variables to the number of coins of different types. So let the number of, or let me just write up the heading, assign variables. So let the number of 10p coins, let that be x, and let the number of 5p coins be pi x. Okay, sorry, y. So number of 10p coins is x, that means x number of 10p coins, and y number of 5p coins. Okay, now let's see how to write up the expressions. Writing expressions. Okay, now who can tell me what is the total value of x number of 10p coins? Yes. What is the total value of x number of 10p coins? Yes, Binuka?
Total value is £2.40.
Yeah. No, just x number of 10p coins. Total value of x number of 10p coins, wouldn't it be x times 10p? Which is 10x. And what about for 5p coins, which are of y numbers? Y times 5p, which is 5y. So this is the value of number of 10p coins, and this is the value of number of 20p coins. So writing expressions is more or less pretty simple. Now, forming equations. Since here we got two variables, definitely we would have not linear equations, but simultaneous equations, right? Because here we are dealing with two variables. So now we have, what is 10x plus 5y? This is number of 10p coins, value of 10p coins, plus value of 5p coins. What is this? This is 2.40, isn't it? But this is in pounds. Our equation is in pence. So what we can do? We would convert this into pence, which is 240. Right? So first equation is 10x plus 5y. They make 240 pence. I won't be writing 2.4. That would make my calculations incorrect. Because here I am dealing with pence. So my equation should also be dealing with pence itself. Okay. Now this is one equation. Can anyone help me figure out the second equation? I can use this information. Pam has 30 coins to get my second equation. Yes, Arnav, would you help me narrate the second equation? Yes. 30 coins. What does this mean? This means my x is number of 10p coins, my y is number of 5p coins. They total add up to 30. So x plus y is 30, right? Okay, that's it. I processed the information. I wrote down the information in terms of equations. And now what I need to do, I just need to solve these equations. Okay, now I have a pair of simultaneous equations. How can I solve them? I would be comparing coefficients, right? So here I have 10 and here I just have 1. So what I can do, I can multiply this equation by 10, isn't it? What would I get if I multiply this by 10? I would have 10x plus 10y as 300. Now, this equation and the first equation has the same coefficient, right? Coefficient for x is 10. So let me write the first equation down. 10x plus 5y is 240. 240. So what I'm going to do, should I add or subtract? I need to eliminate x, so I would subtract, right? So this is subtraction. So 10x minus 10x, this is 0. 10y minus 5y is 5y. And 300 take away 240 is 60. So 5y is 60. So what would be the value of y? It would be 60 divided by 5. My value of y is 12. What does this mean? I have 12 5p coins. Not me, Pam has. So Pam has 12 5p coins. And what about the number of 10p coins? Let's just put it in this equation. X plus y is 30. So x plus y, this is 30. Okay, now x plus, instead of y, let me write this 12. This is 30. So by solving this, I would get the value of x as 30 take away 12, which is 18. So now my value of y is 12 and my value of x is 18. This means I got 12 5p coins and I got Pam has 18 10p coins. And the total of her coins is 2 pounds and 40 pence. Right? So just take a look at the steps. It's similar for simultaneous equations. It's almost similar for each problems and also for coin problems. Okay. Our job is to work out what you need to assign as unknown variable. That is the first thing. Then try to write the expressions using the information provided in the question. Then form the equation and then solve for the unknown. Now, solving process differs in coin problems and in edge problems. In coin problems, many often you might be dealing with simultaneous equations, but in edge problems, usually you always have just simple linear equations. Okay. So this is all about edge problems, simultaneous equations, and coin problems. Okay. Now let's start our second session, which is practicing questions. All right. Okay. So this is the first one. Find the two numbers that have a difference of 2 and add up to 22. Okay, so here we got just one line information about the two numbers. So overall, we got two numbers. So what we can do, we don't know what are the numbers, we would assign the variables. So let the two numbers be x and y. Okay, so the two numbers are x and y. And what is given? They have a difference of 2. So assuming x is greater than y, how can I write my first equation? Yes, can anyone help me write down my first equation? Yes, Arya he. Yes, what would be my first equation? Or Sudeep Ram, can you tell me? Yes, it would be a difference of 2.
Would be
Yes,
y plus 2 equals x.
y plus 2 equals x. Or can I also say y minus x is 2? Yeah. So x minus y is 2. If we assume x is greater than y, x minus y is 2. And the second one is they add up to 22. So x plus y, this is 22. So now I have two simultaneous equations. So now my job is to solve these simultaneous equations and get the value of x and y. So I'm going to begin with comparing the coefficients. But I can already see that coefficient of x is 1 and coefficient of y is also 1. Here it's -1, so it's 1. So I guess I can easily eliminate y just by adding these two equations. Please take a note. Just by adding these two equations, if you observe, I would be able to eliminate y because -y plus y would be eventually 0, right? So over here, I would add up these two equations to eliminate y. I would get x plus x 2x. Minus y plus y, this is 0. And 2 plus 22 is 24. So what I have? I got 2x as 24, giving me the value of x as 24 over 2, which is 12. Okay. So now I know my value of x is 12. So let me quickly substitute this in any of the equation. So x minus y equals 2. X is 12. 12 minus y is 2. So what would be y? Y would be 12 minus 2. Y is 10. So now what are my two numbers? My two numbers x and y are 12 and 10. Okay. Now what is the difference? 12 minus 10 is 2. They add up to 22. Okay. So in this information, we wrote down the simultaneous equations by assigning the variables to the two numbers, and then we just solve them by eliminating one variable. Okay. Now this is the basic process. This is going to stay the same throughout. No matter if you're trying to solve simultaneous equations, which are quite tough to form or which can be a bit trickier to form, or you are trying to solve simultaneous equations of this similarity. Okay, the process is going to be same. Write down the equations, make the coefficients same, eliminate one variable, work out the other. That's it. Okay. And since this was pretty simple simultaneous equations problem, this would come under medium category. So level is medium. And you are expected to solve these questions in no more than 1 minute 30 seconds. Right? So try to examine, and try to understand the level of practice which you guys need and the determination to sit, to practice, and then to be able to solve quickly within the time frame. Okay. So over here, the numbers are 12 and 10. All right. So let's move ahead to the second question. Okay. We got 3 ice creams and 2 lollies. They together cost 25 pounds. Okay. So here we got two things, ice creams and lollies. And 3 ice creams plus 2 lollies, they are giving a total cost of 25. And then 4 ice creams and 1 lolly. They cost again 25. So you need to find the cost of 1 ice cream. Okay. So this is how you need to convert it into math and work out. So what can we do? So how many unknowns do we have over here? We don't know what is the cost of 1 ice cream. We don't know what is the cost of 1 lolly, right? So what can we do? We can assign the variables. We can assign the cost of 1 ice cream as x and the cost of 1 lolly as y. Okay, so let me just remove this from the top. So 1 ice cream, let's take it as x pounds. Okay, and 1 lolly as y pounds. So let's write the expressions now. What is the cost of 3 ice creams? If 1 ice cream is x, 3 ice cream is 3x, right? And for 2 lollies, it is 2y. Okay. Then again, let's write for this one. Second statement. 4 ice creams is 4x and 1 lolly again is y. Okay, so these are our pretty simple expressions. Now let us try forming an equation. Okay, who can tell me what is the first equation, or who can help me form both the equations? Yes, Bella, would you want to try?
So you can say that 1 ice cream is so you could change, so you could do
Right.
So it's 3x plus 2y equals 25 and 4x plus y equals
Very good.
so equals 25, and then you can
Yes.
and then you can do
Then we could try to solve up the simultaneous equations, right? Very good. Okay, good, Bella. So over here we got the two equations. One is 3x and 2y. The together total cost is 25. And again 4 ice creams and 1 lolly, the total cost is 25. Now let's check up the coefficient. Here the x is pretty tricky. So in order to make the coefficient of x same, you might need to multiply this by 4 and this by 3. Okay, so you might need to multiply first equation by 4 and the second equation by 3. That would give you 12x. But that is not a lot time consuming. Instead, you could easily check out for the coefficient of y. You got 2y and you got y over here. So if you just multiply this entire equation by 2, you would be able to get 2y, which will make the coefficient same, right? So see, 4 times 2x is 8x plus 2y equals, what is 25 times 2? It's 50, right? So now you have 8x plus 2y as 50. This is one equation. You got another one, 3x plus 2y as 25. Now, we can easily eliminate the variable y, right? Because coefficients are same. So this is subtraction. By addition, you won't get anything, right? You won't achieve anything. Your job is to eliminate one variable, so you would subtract. So 8x take away 3x, this is 5x plus 0 equals 25. So now 5x is 25. That means what is the value of x? It's 25 over 5, which is 5. That means the cost of one ice cream is 5 pounds. Yes, that's what we need to work out, right? We just need to work out the cost of one ice cream. We don't need to work out the cost of one lolly. So we won't be going into the hustle to work out the value of y. Okay. So this is how we solve word problems based on simultaneous equations. Again, this question is a medium level problem because we didn't have had any much trouble in writing these equations, right? It was pretty much quite straightforward. So it's a medium level question and it should be solved in no more than 2 minutes. Okay. So this is the time limit which can be given for this question, under 2 minutes. So make sure you guys are able to solve this question under 2 minutes. And in order to achieve that, you need more practice, okay? Try solving more questions, try to learn more. Eventually, you will get the speed. Speed is basically not the issue. All right. Okay. Let's see the next question now. So we got the fourth question. We are skipping one simultaneous one. So we could cover the 8 problems as well. So here we go. Clara is 5 years older than Dawn. The sum of their ages is 41 years. How old is Clara? So here, what is given? Clara is 5 years older than Dawn. Okay, so here we got 2 people. One is Clara and one is Dawn. Okay, so is it necessary that if we got 2 people, the question must be simultaneous equations problem? So it's not necessary that if we got 2 people, you must have 2 variables. Okay, so suppose, let's see over here. You got Clara's age as 5 years older than Dawn. Okay, so what if you are asked to work out how old is Clara? What if you assign variable to Clara's age as x? Would you be able to write down the expression for the age of Dawn? Please check. Clara is 5 years older than Dawn. What does this mean? If Clara's age is x years, what will be the age of Dawn? Yes, Mariam, would you like to tell me? Yes?
X plus 5.
X plus 5, is it?
Yeah.
Or is it x minus 5? X minus or x plus 5?
X minus 5.
X minus 5. Yes, x minus 5, because Clara's age is bigger than Dawn's age. So it is x minus 5. See, so we didn't need it to take a separate variable for Dawn's age. And now we have Clara's age as X, Don's age as X minus 5. Now the second information given is sum of their ages is 41 years. Now, how can we use this info to write down an equation? Just adding up the age. Clara's age is X plus Don's age is X minus 5. It's given as 41. That's it. We got an equation now. So using the first line, we wrote down the expressions, and using the second line, we write down the equation. Now what we have? We got X plus X is 2X, and 5 going to right side would be 41 plus 5. So 2X is 46, giving us the value of X as 46 over 2, which is 23. What does this mean? This means Clara is 23 years old. They're pretty simple. Even if we had the one observation which is quite necessary and takeaway point from this question is, you had two people, but still you ended up using just one variable. Okay. Now, the reason you were able to do so is you were given comparison within these two people. So that was pretty easy. And that allowed us to just write one equation and get down the value of X. Okay. So again, this was a medium level problem, but this should be solved within no more than 1 minute 30 seconds. Okay. 1 minute 30 seconds. All right, let's see the next question now. Kelly is 7 years younger than Ryan. Okay, so you have Kelly and you got Ryan. Now, 10 years ago, Ryan was 2 times as old as Kelly. Find out the present ages of Kelly and Ryan. So first of all, you have been given two people. One is Kelly, one is Ryan. Then you've also been given the comparison. So suppose if Kelly is X years old, how old is Ryan? Kelly is younger than Ryan. That means Kelly's age is less than Ryan's. So Ryan would be 7 years older than Kelly, making Ryan's age as X plus 7. So you got Kelly's age as X, Ryan's age as X plus 7. Okay. Now, here comes a little trickier part. 10 years ago. So let's list out 10 years ago. What would be Kelly's age 10 years ago? It would be X minus 10, isn't it? And what would be Ryan's age 10 years ago? His current age is X plus 7, and you need to take away 10. So this is X minus 3. This is the main part. Working out the age 10 years ago. So this was about second step, writing expressions using the comparison of ages in the past and in the future. All right. Ryan was 2 times as old as Kelly. Now this information is going to help us write the equation. So the equation would be 10 years ago, Ryan was 2 times as old as Kelly. So X minus 3, which is Ryan's age 10 years ago, it was 2 times Kelly's age 10 years ago. So 2 times X minus 10. This is our final equation. So initially assigning the variable, then writing out the final equation. So what we have now? We have X minus 3 as, you need to expand the brackets. While expanding, you are multiplying 2 in each term inside the bracket. So this is 2x minus 2 times 10 is 20. Okay, so now let's solve, putting x to one side, 20 to the other side. So this is 20 minus 3 equals 2x minus x, or you would have x as 17. What does this mean? This means Kelly is 17 years old. And how old is Ryan? X plus 7. So it is 17 plus 7, which is 24. So the ages are 17 and 24. This is how we work out. Okay. So the previous problem which we learned, it was pretty simple. That problem is the comparison of ages in the past. Okay. That problem had the comparison of ages currently. As you see over here, its current age, x and x minus pi, this is the comparison, and the sum is given. That helped us to write the equation. Over here, initially the comparison was given, but after the comparison, they also gave what was the situation or what was the condition when they were 10 years before the time, or when it was 10 years ago in the past, his age was 2 times as old as Kelly's age. So that allowed us to write down the equation in this question. Okay. So I hope you guys have a very good, you guys have very good visually understood the difference between the question number 4 and question number 5. Okay. So these small things make a big difference, guys, in understanding the problem. All right. So let's see one last question for today. Okay. Joey has twice the number of 20p coins than 10p coins. And then he has a total of 1.5 pounds. How many coins of each kind does he have? So we got 20p and we got 10p coins. So what we're gonna do? We are gonna assign variables. So let's say he got x 20p coins and y 10p coins. Okay. Now writing up the expressions. What is the total value of x 20p coins? It's 20 times x, which is 20x. What is the total value of y 10p coins? It's 10 times y, which is 10y. So now you have 20x and you got 10y. And what do they add up to? They add up to 1.5 pounds. Again, making sure the units are matching. This is pounds. Our equation is in pence. So this is 150 pence. Now writing up the equation, what would it be? 20x plus 10y. They add up to 150. Okay. But can we eliminate this y? Is there any relation between x and y? Can you see he has twice the number of 20p coins than the 10p coins. So if the 10p coins is y, number of 20p coins would be 2y. So x is nothing but 2y. Okay. X is 2y. This was the comparison given between the number of 20p coins and the number of 10p coins. So let's make this x as 2y. So this would be 20 times 2y plus 10y equals 150. So how much is this? This is 40y plus 10y equals 150. So making this 50y as 150, giving us the value of y as 150 by 50, which is 3. What does this mean? That means he has 3 10p coins. And how many 20p coins? 2 times 3, which is 6. So 3 10p coins and 6 20p coins. Okay. So this is how you try to solve coin problems. Initially, assign different variables. Okay. In order to avoid confusion, assign different variables, work out, and then go back to the information and check. Is there any relationship between the number of coins given? If it is, then just directly follow it up and then completely solve. All right. Now let's just have a very short and quick recap of what all the things which we learned in today's session. It's about simultaneous equations. To solve simultaneous equations, make the coefficients of either of the variables same, and then you end up eliminating that variable. What would that do? That would allow you to work out the value of other left out variable and then use substitution to work out both the variables. Then for age problems, these age problems typically involve writing expressions using the comparison of ages given in the problem and use it to get an equation and solve for the unknown, right? And then at last, for the coin problems, this coin problems basically deals with linear or simultaneous equations. Here, you need to write the expressions using total values of coins of different kinds. By the phrase total values of coins of different kinds, it means total values of coins of different currencies. Sorry, different denominations. Example 2p, 5p, 10p, and so on. Work out, assign the variable x, work out the total values in terms of x and y, and then create the equations and finally work out using the simultaneous equations process. Okay. So this was all about simultaneous equations, age problems, and point problems. I once again thank you all for joining up this session. I hope this session ended up being productive for each and everyone who has joined over here. And now I would like to introduce our product manager and conclude with the parents question and answer session. So Akansha.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Snehash. So I would be sharing my screen now.
Yep.
So thank you guys for attending the session. We enjoyed holding the session for you. I hope you learned a lot about simultaneous equations, age and coin related problems. And as a big thank you to you, we are providing a discount code, which is MASTER30. This code is valid for the next 24 hours. So this code is specially for our webinar attendees. So you can utilize the code, you can head over to Pi Academy, explore our products, and use 30% off. And meanwhile, I welcome all parents and students to drop their questions in the chat box. And yes, we can then begin the question and answer session. And for those of you who are wondering where exactly should I start from in Pi Academy, given that on Pi Academy we have a lot of subscriptions, we have so many 11 plus past paper subscriptions, we have multiple 11 plus courses running right now. We also have a lot of pre-recorded 11 plus video courses. So I would recommend that you explore the complete website. And at the same time, I recommend that you head over to the 11 plus exam monthly subscription page. So essentially, we have launched recently 3 11 plus exam bundles, which are the 11 plus silver plan, 11 plus diamond plan, and the 11 plus gold plan. And with all these 3 plans, you would be able to unlock around 30,000 past paper questions, which have detailed solutions. And along with that, you would also be able to access 14 mock examinations and 6 pre-recorded video courses. So I recommend that you explore our 3 bundle plans, which are 11 plus silver, diamond, and gold plans. With the 11 plus diamond and gold plan, you would also be unlocking 52 Sunday classes. So essentially every Sunday, Pi Academy holds around 2.5 hours of 11 plus exam related classes in the subjects Maths, English, VR and NVR. So essentially with the diamond and the gold plan, you would be able to unlock 52 11 plus live weekend classes. So I recommend that you explore the website. You can utilize today's coupon code, which is MASTER30 on the 11 plus diamond plan. So this would be an amazing deal for you because it brings down the per month cost to around £35 per month after you utilize the coupon code for today. So for £35 per month, you would be able to access around 30,000 past paper questions, around 14 mock examinations. And as you can see, these are all the papers that are included in the 11 plus diamond plan. So you would be able to access for the next 1 year, you would be able to access the 11 plus weekend classes. You can access all these past paper subscriptions, which includes Maths, English, creative writing, verbal, non-verbal. We have a daily practice pack if you intend to just practice a few questions every day. We have a SPAG pack, we have vocabulary, comprehension. We also have board-specific practice papers. So we have CEM, GL, SCT, CSSE, ISCB. And we also have interview guide with around 100 questions. We have 14 mock exams and 6 pre-recorded video courses. So with the 11 plus diamond plan, you would be able to secure your access for the next 1 year to all these products. And given that today's webinar was on algebra, I would also recommend that you explore the 11 plus diamond plan, because with the 11 plus diamond plan, you would be able to access all the 11 plus exam video courses. And this includes the 11 plus algebra advanced word problems video course and the 11 plus algebra beginner word problem video course. So these two video courses would be giving you a 360-degree coverage of the algebra topic, and with a one-time subscription of the diamond, silver, and gold plans, you would be able to access all these video courses. So we seem to be having a couple of questions here. Philip is asking, what's the difference between diamond and gold? So the basic difference between diamond and gold is how it is built. So diamond plan is built on an annual basis. So you would be securing your access for the next 12 months, and it would come down to around 49 pounds per month before the coupon code. So after the coupon code, it comes down to around 35 pounds per month. And with the gold plan, you would only be securing your access for 1 month. So if you're looking to explore for the first time, you can always go for the gold plan, and eventually you can upgrade to the diamond plan. So that's the main difference between diamond and gold plan. The only difference is how it is built. So the diamond plan is built on an annual basis and the gold plan is built on a monthly basis. And with the diamond plan, you would be securing all these resources for the next 12 months. Nirvan has a question. Hi, do you provide the plan for what kids need to do, how much work per day, and what books or links, etc.? So Nirvan, the best way to answer that question is to walk you through our 11 plus diagnostic assessment. So if you have attended any of our webinars, we share a very detailed 50-week plan with our parents in our webinars. We walk them through our plan for the first 16 weeks, where we focus on concept, and then 16 to around 30 weeks we focus on speed, and in the last few weeks we focus on a more board specific approach. So essentially, when it comes to preparation, each child has their own strengths and weaknesses. And at Pi Academy, we have diagnostic assessments where we test your child's current state of preparation in all topics, be it within 11 plus maths or English. We also test them for 13 plus, 7 plus, and other years also. So with the diagnostic assessment, we would be providing a very detailed and personalized plan for your child. So this plan essentially would be one shade better than a simple 50-week plan. But at the same time, we would be sharing the 50-week plan with you. We would be sending it across on the email after this masterclass. But meanwhile, do check out the diagnostic assessment, because with the diagnostic assessment, we really drill down into which topics and subtopics your child is struggling with. And then the plan that we come up with is keeping the child's weaknesses and strength in mind. And it is also keeping in mind when the child is going to be appearing for the 11 plus exam, whether it's for grammar school or independent schools. So I would recommend that you check out the diagnostic assessment. So Nirvan, the diagnostic assessment is paid. So you can check out the prices depending on how many diagnostic assessments you take. You could take the Maths and English bundle, which you get for around 179 pounds. So you can check out the diagnostic assessment. Luca is asking, can the code be used for tuition? So no, Luca, the code is only for subscriptions and for our pre-recorded video courses, although the code can be used for the live 11 plus half-term courses that we are running. And these are live tuitions where you would be joining the classes and essentially you would be taking part in them. So the code can be used for the half-term courses. So we have the comprehension courses, which is starting from tomorrow. If you are interested, you can also go ahead with verbal reasoning, geometry, algebra, and non-verbal reasoning. So if you want to access the coupon code on a tuition related course, you can check out our 11 plus half-term courses. And at the same time, because the 11 plus diamond plan has tuition included in it. So essentially the 11 plus diamond plan has the live weekend classes included in it. You would be able to get these classes at essentially at £35 per month. So at £35 per month, you would be able to get these live tuition classes along with all these past paper subscriptions and the 11 plus mock exams and video courses. So Nirvan is asking, hi, do we need to buy any books or all the resources are available on your website? So all the resources on our website have been created keeping in mind that we shouldn't have to ask parents to refer to any other material. And these questions that have been put together have been done so after checking the actual questions that have been asked by schools in their past paper questions. So you would not have to refer to any other book. Every single topic and subtopic is covered on Pi Academy. And if you are interested in a more specific approach, if you're looking for one-to-one tuitions, in that case, we can also arrange for that. So in Pi Academy, we have 11 plus tuitions category. And over here, when you book a one-to-one tuition with us, the first thing that we do is we conduct a free diagnostic assessment. So we first look at where the child stands currently. Then we create the plan that the child would be following for the next upcoming class. You can have a more specific approach, and you would not have to refer to any other resources if you are on Pi Academy and if you're using our subscriptions. Luca is asking, does the diamond give me access to half-term courses? So no, the diamond pack is essentially for our subscriptions which are already on the website. Our half-term courses run on a regular basis every time we have a half-term break. So the half-term courses, on the half-term courses, you can use our masterclass coupon code, which is Master 30, but the half-term courses are not included in the 11 plus diamond plan. But at the same time, you would be able to unlock all our pre-recorded 11 plus video courses. And these are just as good as the currently running live half-term courses. So essentially, the video courses have been created for those who have a time crunch and are perhaps unable to attend our currently running half-term courses. So with the video courses, you can go through the videos at your convenience at a time which is more suitable for you. All these courses have mock exams linked to it. Each video has homework, it has puzzles and past paper questions linked to it. So if I just walk you through, say, 11 plus Algebra, Advanced Word Problems course, you would be able to see that it has been structured really well. It has the chapters detailed out very clearly. The subjects that, the topics that Sneharsh walked us through today, which is coin and age related problems, even those have been covered in very deep detail. And with these video courses, you would be essentially getting topic-wise past paper questions, mock exams. We have also included mental math tests because a lot of students tend to enjoy mental math questions. And we also have puzzle questions linked to these video courses. So you can check out the diamond plan for the pre-recorded video courses. So yes, we hope you enjoyed the masterclass. And for any issues that you might be facing, it could be technical, it could be a doubt related to 11 plus exams, please feel free to just connect us on our chat support. Just head over to Pi Academy. Over here, as you can see, we have the chat box. You can ask us any question. I'm always available to answer your questions. Sneharsh is always available. So we would love to take your questions from here on. And yes, so thank you so much. Thank you, Sneharsh, for the amazing session. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please feel free to use the Master 30 coupon code and check out our 11 plus gold, silver, and diamond plans, which you can access under pricing section. So under pricing, we have 11 plus exam monthly subscriptions. And over here, you can access all the diamond plans. So with this, I would like to conclude the session. Thank you so much. And we would meet you next Sunday for our webinar, which is on 11 plus exam preparation with and without tutors, pros and cons. So keep an eye on your email. We would be floating our webinar form soon. And yes, let's meet next Sunday. Thank you so much, Sneharsh.